I'm back, y'all. I apologize, man. When I made my YouTube channel, I said I'm gonna drop content at least 3, 4 times a week. I've been slacking this week, but I promise you I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna get to dropping at least 3, 4 videos every week, like I told myself. I got my Shots of Brown merch coming. This is one of the test shirts we did a couple days ago. So for those who commented on the last video, your shirts is coming real soon. I'm gonna send out some shit to y'all real soon. So I appreciate it. Shout out to Karaya for doing my merch. Also, I want to let y'all know, for those who don't know, who haven't seen it yet, my Aunt Lily had started her YouTube channel officially. We got her up and running, so she's up and running now. So you can go to YouTube, search Leola Brown, The Absolute Truth, and her. You can tune in and listen to her podcast over there as well. Shout out to Auntie Lily. But yeah, I just came to y'all today, man. I ain't did nothing in a few days, so I wanted to drop something off to y'all. But I had something in my head, this story in my head that I wanted to speak about. that was funny. With my mother, Tina Brown, Auntie Whitney, Uncle Bobby, myself, obviously. One day we was at the mansion, and it was night. It had to be about 10, 11 o'clock at night. We in the studio. Mind you, the mansion was a 3-level house. There was numerous ways you can go in. You know, you can go in around the back, be on the first level. So that's normally how we would do. You know what I'm saying? We would go around the back of the house because, you know, we kicked it on the first level. That's where the studio and everything was. So that's what we did. But this particular night, Uncle B, he had, we was down there recording in the studio. And we had, you know, some female friends and shit that used to come over. That we used to kick it with, rather. This particular night, Uncle B says, Shiz, me, that's what he calls me. He was like, yo, Shiz, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, what's up? He's like, go pick up such and such from the spot, from their crib, and bring them back here to the house. I'm like, all right, cool. So I jump in the car with a few of my cousins, and I go pick up a couple females, some strippers, go pick them up. And we headed back to the house, headed back to Alpharetta. So when we come through the gate, we come riding through the gate, and I pull up in front of the house. We in front of the house for about a minute or two. So as soon as we get in front of the house, we all jump out the car. We all standing out there talking. It's me, 2 of my cousins, and these 2 females. We out there for no longer than like 30 seconds to a minute. We just pulled up. Next thing I hear the damn garage door opening. I'm not paying no mind. I'm thinking it's probably Uncle D or something coming to greet everybody and shit. So I'm not really paying no mind of it. But when the garage door opens, as soon as it opens, I see my mother and Auntie Whitney standing there. My mother got duct tape, Auntie Whitney got a bat. So all this is happening quick as hell. So at the same time, I hear the fucking front door, the front door open, and I hear Uncle B just say, he says, run! So when he says that shit, I look. Of course, I'm not gonna run. So fucking the girl, he was saying that for the females to take off running. So the females look at this shit. They looking like, oh shit. They see my mother and Auntie Whitney standing in the driveway with the duct tape in the back. The motherfuckers took off running. So Uncle B's like, jump in the car, Shayne, and drive off. So I'm looking at, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I jump in the car. I'm like, Auntie Whitney, Mommy, what's up? What the fuck? What's going on? And they look at me and say, you better get them bitches out of here before we fuck around and kill them and beat your ass. They was talking about beating my ass too, right? So I'm like, shit, let me get the hell out, because they will beat your ass for real. So I jump in the car. These girls is running down the street. So I jump in the car and shit. I back out the driveway. My mother and Auntie Whitney, they like running up the hill trying to get the car, talking shit to me. Shayne, what the fuck is wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to get the hell away. So fucking, I'm driving down the goddamn street. The girls ended up fucking, I ended up pulling them back up on them and they ended up jumping in the car. We riding and shit. We ended up riding. We gonna end up going to a whole nother location. Auntie Whitney and my mother, they calling my goddamn phone. Really, all three of them. Auntie Whitney, my mother, and Uncle B, they all calling my phone back to back. Uncle B's calling like, nigga, where you going? Where you going? Where you going? My mother and Auntie Whitney, they calling like, we're gonna fuck you up. When you come back to the house, you're getting your ass beat. So just know that. So, so I'm on the phone. My mother and Auntie Whitney, they talking shit to me. And I'm just telling them, I'm like, man, my fault, man. We wasn't on shit. We was just, downstairs recording and about to, chill. They like, I don't want to hear that, Shayne. When you come back to the house, we're fucking you up. So I'm laughing and shit. Uncle B calls me. He ended up meeting up with me like 20 minutes later. Blah, say blah. But it used to be funny though, cause all type shit used to go down like that a few times. My mother and Auntie Whitney, they be on some shit. I remember one night we was at the mansion and the next door neighbor was a woman, and she made jewelry. And one day, it was during the day, me and Uncle B was in there, and she was just showing us jewelry and shit. And I ended up walking out the house and walking back to the mansion. As I'm walking back to the mansion, I see the Porsche pulling up, Auntie Whitney's Porsche. I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, fuck, it's about to get ugly. So I try to play it off. I'm walking in the crib. Auntie Whitney's like, where's your uncle at? I'm like, I don't know. And I think he in the house. She's like, he ain't in no fucking house. Is he over there looking at that jewelry with that bitch next door? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, I'm like, damn, yeah, Auntie, she was just showing us some jewelry. He might still be over there. We was just all in there looking at the jewelry and shit. She said, oh, okay. Mind you, she's in the Porsche. She drives in this lady's driveway, pulls in this lady's grass, and just starts spinning around and doing donuts in the grass and shit, right? So I'm looking at her, I'm like, is she blowing the horn for Uncle B? I'm looking at her, I'm like, Auntie Whitney, what is you doing? Get out that lady's grass. I'm gonna go in there and get him. She's like, fuck this bitch. She doing donuts and shit in the lady yard. It was just some fun memories, man. You had to be there to really understand how funny it was and how Auntie Whitney and my mother would be when they was together. They was just wild. On some crazy shit at times. But we definitely had a lot of fun memories for sure. A lot of fun memories, man. I remember just being at the mansion and we just would every day it was something. Every day it was something. Chrissy was a little girl, she was young as hell. All Chrissy wanted to do was go to the mall every day, and there was this little down the street from the house, it was like this little teen hangout spot at this church. I forget the name of what they used to call it. But Chrissy would want to go there. She would go there like every weekend. I would get up and drop her off over there. Me or somebody else in the family would drop her off over there. She'll go hang out with her friends and shit, and we go pick her back up and just kick it. We had a lot of damn good times, man. A lot of crazy moments too. I remember around this time, Uncle B, obviously, Uncle B and Auntie Whitney, they was using and shit, getting high along with my mother. And when they would get high in the crib, that shit would be, Uncle B's ass would be bugging. But nonetheless, I remember this one particular day, I guess Sissy Houston and my grandmother, rest in peace, Carol Brown, mine, they had came together. They was trying to get Auntie Whitney and Uncle Bobby admitted into rehab. So they both came together and they had They had the police come out, the people from the rehab come out. They was getting them admitted, and the same time, they was getting them admitted at the same time. So my grandmother had police and shit there to get, and the people from the rehab that Uncle B was going to, she had them there to come get him, and then Sissy had her set of people there to get Auntie Whitney. Uncle B and Auntie Whitney, of course, they both not going for it. They both mad as hell. So I never forget, we was downstairs in the living room, and my grandmother, she's in there, and she got the damn police in there, and she's telling Bob, like, you're about to go with them, they're about to take you. These, that's the, these are people from the rehab, you're going to the, you're going to get clean, and blah, say blah. And he's mad as hell. He's already, he going back and forth with Ma, like, Ma, I don't need to go to rehab, I don't need to be clean, I'm not on drugs like that, blah, say blah, and she's like, Bobby, listen, baby, it's time for you gotta go to rehab. Uncle Bobby looks at us, all the nephews, and he was like, when the police went and tried to grab him, he's like, yo, fuck him up, telling us to fuck the police up. Nigga, we fuck the police up, man, you crazy as hell. We looking like, we look too like, should we or should we not? My grandmother looked at us and was like, I wish y'all would, I wish y'all fucking would. Sit y'all ass down somewhere and let him go to this goddamn rehab and get him some help. So we looking at Uncle B like, nigga, we ain't goddamn, we can't help you here now. You on your own now. Shit, we ain't about to get involved with nothing that Ma got going on. And nigga, we ain't about to be fighting no police for you. Take your ass to rehab and get clean. Yeah, so I think he had ended up going for a few days. If he even went, but he wasn't there long. But I remember Auntie Whitney, when they tried to get her, she had ran upstairs. She was like, hell nah, I'm not going nowhere. She ran upstairs to the second floor and opened the window and had she had jumped out the window. She jumped out the second story window and ran, her and my mother both, they jump out the window and they run to Auntie Whitney's car and they start the car and they just skirt. You just seeing them damn taking off fast as hell in the Porsche out the parking lot, out the driveway. Auntie Whitney was like, I'm not hearing that shit. So of course Sissy and them was in the house mad as hell that my mother and Auntie Whitney just drove off and shit and left. But Uncle B ended up going. Auntie Whitney, she was gone. Her and my mother ended up being gone for a few days. Actually, they damn jumped in the car, they left and went to a hotel for a few days until things calmed down a little bit and they ended up coming back to the house. But yeah, it just used to be crazy shit like that, man. Crazy shit used to go on. It was some fun times, some good times, but it used to be some crazy shit too. I remember when my mother first got out of prison, and she had a stipulation in her court case to where she couldn't be around Uncle Bobby and Auntie Whitney, because everybody, they knew that they was getting high, so they was trying to, limit them from being around each other and stuff. But my mother ended up coming to the mansion anyway. Uncle B and Auntie Whitney was calling her like, come to the mansion, everything gonna be all right, don't trip. So she ended up coming to the mansion anyway, staying at the mansion for a few days. I don't know how the hell her parole officer knew or found out that she was back over there with Uncle B and Auntie Whitney, but they ended up finding out. One day I'm laying in the bed, we all sleep. This is about goddamn 8. This is about 7, 8 in the morning. We all in the damn house sleep. I'm upstairs. And I just hear my mother open the door real quietly. She's like, be quiet. The police is surrounding the house and there's a helicopter outside over the house. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? She's like, I don't know. I think they coming in here to get me. They found out I'm here. They coming in here to get me. I'm like, damn, mommy, man, you about to go back to jail? She's like, yeah. But she's like, I'm gonna tell them a different name. So hopefully when I tell them this name, they think they go for it. So Uncle B and them came, and Uncle B, he looking nervous as hell. He's like, Tina, the fucking whole police department and a helicopter surrounded the fucking house. They over the crib. He's like, just go outside and turn yourself in. I don't want them coming in here searching or nothing because we all gonna go to jail. She's like, Bob, I got you. I'm not gonna let them come in here. I'm gonna go outside. So she goes outside. Me and her both go outside, and she's like, what's going on? They like, we're looking for Anita Brown. She's not supposed to be here on this property. She's like, my name's not Anita Brown. My name's not Anita Brown. Why I say blah? My name's such and such. I ain't gonna say the name she gave, but she say my name's such and such. They're like, man, we know damn well that's not you. We know exactly who you are. Turn around, get in these cuffs. Yeah, so she ended up going. She ended up going back to jail. She ended up going back to jail for a minute, and she wasn't there long, though, probably a few weeks, and I got bonded back out and came home and shit. But yeah, it used to be some crazy shit, man. It used to be some crazy shit, but at the same time, we had some fun ass moments. Real talk. I just miss us all being together, how shit used to be. You know, I mean, because when we was together, man, it was like the family was so close. We was together every damn day. It was always something. You know, we had fucked up times, and I mean, like every family does, and every family got their times where shit is fucked up, but they also got their times, you know, they happy moments. But we definitely had way more good memories than bad. I just wish, I just really wish the drugs wasn't involved. You know what I'm saying? If drugs wasn't involved, shit would have been a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You live and you learn. But even back then, it was like, damn, I never looking. I knew that they was high. I knew everybody was getting high. Shit, I was getting high too. You know, I always been a weed smoker since I was damn 12, 13 years old. You know, so I was smoking weed and shit back then. Smoking weed and drinking and shit like that. I wasn't never into no heavy shit. But it's just like, I think the drugs took a toll on relationships, and the drugs was just, it was ugly, man. And now that I sit back and I look back and I think at it, it was it was the drugs, man. That shit was ugly as hell. Like a lot of dumb shit was done. A lot of bad decisions was made because of drugs, and people didn't have the clear mindset. I truly believe, though, if Uncle B and Auntie Whitney was to have gotten clean back then, like if they would have, you know, gotten clean, they would have still been together now. Although they was getting back together, you know, after they got the divorce and before Auntie Whitney was passed away, they was talking about getting back together. They was getting back together, and, you know, things happened to where that wasn't able to take place. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. When I just sit back and I think about those mansion days, I just think about Chrissy and how she was just so damn young, and she was just so damn innocent, bro. And just a little ass girl, her and my sisters, man, they would all just be in the crib together all the time, and with their friends and shit. And the first time I seen when Chrissy, after the divorce, the first time I seen Chrissy again, well, not even after the divorce, because this was like around that same time. But my cousin had passed away, my cousin Jared, which is my Uncle Tommy's oldest son. He had passed away in 2007 in December. And this his funeral was in December here in Atlanta, 2007. And this is when I seen Chrissy. And damn, Chrissy was damn smoking a cigarette. And she was young as hell. And I'm like, Chrissy, she was smoking like like a fucking Virginia Slim or something, like some type of weird ass cigarette like that. I'm mad she was smoking cigarettes, period, because she was so damn young. And I'm like, Chrissy, what the hell is you doing smoking a cigarette, girl? Give me them damn cigarettes. And she was like, Shayne, I'm grown. You can't tell me not to smoke no damn cigarettes. My mother let me smoke, blah, blah, blah. Like, Chrissy, put them damn cigarettes down, girl. What the hell is wrong with you? I mean, I'm still looking at her as the, you know, 8, 9, 10-year-old Chrissy. Even though she wasn't much older. I mean, she wasn't. This was 2007. So Chrissy, I think Chrissy was born, 93, I believe. So this wasn't. She wasn't grown. She wasn't grown at all. She wasn't grown at all. But that was my next time seeing Chrissy, man, and since we left the mansion, that was my first time seeing her again, and obviously my next time seeing her after that was my grandmother's funeral. That was as well my last time seeing Auntie Whitney was my grandmother's funeral too, and that was 2011. Once Auntie Whitney and Uncle B got a divorce, I was in communication with Auntie Whitney. I still talk to her from time to time. She called my phone a few times. I called her a few times. We was in communication still. I told y'all before how we had the whole conversation about the whole Ray J shit. If you ain't seen that, you can go back to a few videos and catch that. But yeah, my next time seeing her, man, was my grandmother's funeral, man, and it was just so dope, because when I seen her, she was just like, it was just that love. It was like the love with Auntie Whitney was just always so real. But at my grandmother's funeral, man, I can just remember when she got on that. Her and Johnny Gill, they really showed out for my grandma. For her homegoing, her and Johnny Gill, they put on a show, man. They sent my grandmother home real well. And I just remember Auntie Whitney getting on that stage and saying, "Once a Brown, always a Brown." That's my mother-in-law in that casket right there. And she was right. Once a Brown, always a Brown. Auntie Whitney will always had a love from the Browns, and she know that. She loved the Browns, and the Browns loved Auntie Whitney. For real. She was just so real, man. And she loved us because we was real. We was genuine. You know what I'm saying? Shit. She knew. We was real, genuine people. And we was very family oriented, you know what I'm saying? But she loved us, man, and we loved her. You know what I'm saying? God rest her soul. God rest your soul, Auntie Whitney. God rest Bobby Chris, Ma. We love and miss you all. We really do. We love and miss you all. And I just be here, man, every day. I just wake up and I just be reminiscing, thinking about different stories. Some stories make me laugh. Some stories, I get different emotions from different things that I think about. But today I just wanted to rant and rave, a few things that was on my mind and shit. Just wanted to give y'all a few, speak to y'all and make y'all feel like y'all was there with us going through these stories that I'm telling y'all. I appreciate y'all listening. I'm gonna drop another video soon. Much love to y'all. Shots of Brown.